So one of you seeing probably that I had given some time to Alex O'Connor over here, Cosmic Skeptic, in some of my videos in the past, asked me to talk about him being no longer vegan. Fair enough. I guess I owe you that much. Um, we're gonna be using what's her name again? Something vegan video because she has Alex O'Connor's community statement that's no longer on this channel, blah, 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 blah. We won't be listening to what she has to say because, no offense, the lady's really dumb. She doesn't make any sense. She's full of contradictions and it's just such fucking drivel that comes out of her mouth. It's really frustrating listening to her talk, so we won't be doing that, but thank you anyway. Is it unethical vegan? Something like that. For saving this for posterity or for the time being, we will read what Alex O'Connor had to say and why he's no longer vegan. This was very predictable, right? I predicted this. This wasn't very hard to see. Not because I'm some kind of a fucking genius, but because the guy looked sickly to begin with, right? And going vegan, it was easy to imagine how he wasn't gonna be able to last, right? Because none of them do. And the ones that still pretend, in my opinion, are lying, and those that aren't lying, you could tell, right? They suffer. Anyway, for reasons that should be obvious to everybody by now, right? Most importantly of all, the fact that humans are not herbivores or uh, kookav. Well, maybe some of you are that cookivores or kitchenvores, whatever the fuck, blendivores, right? We're none of those things, right? We're in large part, I would say, or at the very least to some degree, carnivorous beings. Anyway, hi everyone, says Cosmic Skeptic. Recently, I have noticed people wondering why I've been so inactive and wondering why I have not uploaded any veganism related content. For quite some time, I have been re evaluating my ethical position on eating animals, which is something people also noticed. But what you will not know is that I had also been struggling privately to maintain a healthy plant-based diet. So you probably noticed that he is starting to look like a ghoul, and he's been feeling crappy, yada yada yada. What else is new, right? He did it wrong. But again, this was very. Just stop. No, here we go. I'm interested in philosophy and never enjoy sharing personal information about myself, but I could obviously see why this particular update is both necessary and relevant. It is not my intention to go into too much detail here, as I think that will require more space and perhaps a video when I grow some balls finally, but rather to let you know with more details to. Oh, the suspense, right, everyone? Subscribe for the bombshell video. You know it's coming. I'm not listening to this lady, but what is she saying, right? He did it wrong. Consult this or that doctor. Inject this or that, mm, medicine into yourself. Whatever. My opposition to factory farming remains unchanged, as do my views regarding the need to view non human animals as morally worthy beings whose interests ethically matter. Animals, non human animals, are morally worthy beings, whatever the hell that means. Not something he can substantiate, right? Atheists can't. Morals don't exist when it comes to atheists, right? How can they exist? However, I am no longer convinced of the appropriateness of an individual focused boycott in responding to these problems, and I am increasingly doubtful of the practicability of maintaining a healthy plant-based diet in the long term. Again, for reasons I hope to go into. Okay, so he got sick, right, or something like that. Um, There was a video interview he did with Klaus from Plant Based News where he said that um, he started touting the carnivore line, right? Something that I've said in the past also, amongst other people, that you could actually be, if you look at the definition of veganism, the one that everyone seems to adhere to, most people seem to adhere to, most vegans, you could actually be vegan and eat meat, right? You just do a calculus of how many animals you kill eating, your plants, and how many animals you kill eating uh, ethically sourced meat, right? And it's not that difficult to figure out that you're going to cause less harm and less suffering if you support small farms that raise their animals ethically. It's not very difficult to figure that out, right? But this is the dishonesty of vegans that I've been talking about forever. Um, they don't they don't make that calculus, right? Ask them how many animals their diet kills, and they have no clue. Why? Because they never actually took the time to research it, at the very least, not as well as how many animals the meat industry kills, right? They'll quote those numbers all day, but when you ask them about, well, what about plant crop agriculture? How many animals does that kill? They have no clue, right? If you know anything about how food is grown, raised, plants, especially how crop agriculture works, um, it's this is a no-brainer, right? It's a no-brainer, and it's sad, I guess. Maybe pathetic is a better word. That it takes a human being getting sick, right, to finally consider the possibility of, or what it is, how many animals it is that your diet destroys. How much animal suffering your diet causes, right? Uh, Shouldn't you have considered that before becoming vegan? No, but you didn't because it was a grift, right? Because you noticed in your analytics that when you mentioned veganism, right, uh, there was a little blip on the radar, right? Whenever you talked about veganism, you got messages from vegans, yada, yada, yada. Maybe some of these other vegan channels been messaging you because you're somewhat of an influential influencer, especially to the young dumb kids who can't see through the fact that you, Alex, I'm talking to you, like he's listening, right? Um, you're not actually as smart as you think, but you have a very high verbal IQ, right? And you're well schooled, so you come across as more intelligent than you actually are. Um, right? If you were as smart as you probably think you are, you wouldn't contradict yourself all the damn time. And this is one of these contradictions, right? And it takes you falling on your ass and getting sick for you to realize just how unwise you were, right? Making this leap to veganism. But maybe it's just all a grift and I'm the dumb one. Could be. Anyway, at the very least, says Alex, even if I am way off base and totally mistaken in my assessments, I do not wish to see people consuming a diet on my account if I have been unable to keep up that diet myself. Even if I am making a mistake, in other words, I want it to be known that I have made it. Blah 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 blah. Shut up, shut up, shut up, shut up. Just be gone, lady. Just go away. Take a Logic 101 course. Jesus Christ. She annoys the fuck out of me. I've changed my mind and behaviors publicly on a great many things. On a great many things. Maybe the verbal IQ isn't as high as I thought before, but this feels. Maybe I'm the dumb one. The most difficult to address by a large margin. I did not want to speak about it until I was sure that I couldn't make it practically work. Right? Kind of a coward, dude. Anyway, some of you will not care, some may understand, some will be angry, and others upset. Naturally, this is quite embarrassing, right? And humbling moment. So I also understand and accept that there will be some I told you so's. Huh. Um, I told you so's. So when Alex made this video asking people to talk him out of being vegan, right? I made a video and I also sent him a message on his social media. Who knows if he ever got it or not? But I told him, hey, you want to debate? I'll tell you why this is the wrong move. But I know how the YouTube game works. You don't give shine to little channels because yeah, I get it, right? What's in it for me, basically? Um, why would I want to get embarrassed by a small channel, right? This and that, but whatever, man. There were definitely people out there like myself who knew this wasn't gonna work for you, and they had all the evidence, right, uh, to provide you with why this wasn't gonna work for you, why the choice was a dumb choice. It wasn't a logical choice, right? It wasn't a well-informed choice, and that the probability of you not lasting was very, very, very high, right? Anyway, whatever the case, continuing, please know that this experience has inspired a deep self reflection. Shouldn't, see, this is, and I guess wisdom is something that comes with age, so whatever, right? But this is my point about Alex, right? As well schooled as you may be, well read and well spoken, nothing can replace experience, right? And once you gain enough experience, and hopefully this is it, right? You will know that. So this is like basic. Is it intelligence? Lack thereof, right? Wisdom, whatever you want to call it. This sort of self-reflection, right? Introspection, that should come before you make a life-changing decision, right? It's but once again, maybe it was all a grift and I'm the dumb one. And that, continuing, I will be duly careful in future regarding the forthrightness of my conviction. Okay. So this could very well be Alex O'Connor growing right before our eyes, right? I am especially sorry to those who are now vegan activists on account of my content and hope that they know I will still effort with you to bring about the end of factory farming. To them and everyone else, I appreciate your viewership, blah blah blah. I will still effort with you to bring about the end of factory farming. So um, this is very unwise still, little Alex. Very, very unwise. Okay, because to end factory farming, right, um, is to starve millions of people, right? Basically. However you feel about factory farming, and I tend to agree, right? Well, I mean, it feeds millions of people. So let's just abolish it, right? And if this whole idea about ending suffering, it's as backwards, right? Because you can never end suffering, alleviating suffering. Well, and maybe it'll sound a little bit hypocritical of me, but why so negative all the damn time, right? You know what I mean? Why so negative? Why not be positive, right? How about how about we, instead of concentrating on ending animal suffering, why don't we um, increase animal welfare, right? And I suppose they go hand in hand, and it kind of sounds like the same. No, it doesn't, because if you abolish factory farming, that's just destruction, right? That's just killing. You're still gonna kill those animals, right? That's the whole point. And you're gonna destroy people's lives, livelihoods, health, well-being, right? It's all very nihilistic and destructive. Why not, Alex O'Connor, right? Why not increase animal well-being, right? And but maybe the problem is that that would actually may entail doing some actual work rather than just talking, right? And you can do both, right? You could lead as an example, and you could still do your philosophizing. Um, it might actually be worth something. It might actually be grounded in something. It might actually be you might actually become logical if you just like get your head out of your fucking ass, right? Go out in the real world and see what the real world is actually like, right? Put your hands on these animals, dig your hands in the dirt. I don't know, go see what the world actually looks like before you fucking tell us what your opinion of the world is. I mean, am I totally way off base here? Right? Because it's all fine and good to just pontificate and just yap, right? But if you don't have any experience, why should anybody give a fuck what you have to say, right? Because it sounds good? Because you're eloquent, well spoken? Really? That's all fucking superficial and bullshit. Clearly, you have no clue what you're doing. You just admitted it, right? You have no idea what you're doing. So, how about this? How about instead of being so goddamn negative and destroying stuff, livelihoods, people's health, right? Animals, why not start a farm, Alex? Right? Why not grow your own food ethically, whatever the fuck that means, right? Increase animal well being. How about it? Well, that would entail actual work, right? And you ain't about that. This kid is an authoritarian. He's about telling other people what they should be doing, right? At the end of the day, that's who he is. I don't see why people, be a renaissance man, Alex. Go do some actual fucking work and then build your worldview, right, on that. Then you'll be talking about the real world as it exists, what it actually is, and you won't be making these mistakes, in my opinion, right? You're young, you're eating meat, so you're full of energy, right? You're healthy. You can't you can't handle, both at the same time, doing actual work and then talking about it too. I mean, talking's easy, right? No, but we gotta, read all these books and study what all these other people have had to say in the past, and we have to idolize certain figures, and then maybe those other figures later on, and I'm not saying that's not important at all. Maybe it is, maybe it isn't, right? What I am saying is do some actual fucking work, kid, right? Go out in the world, get to know the fucking world that you live in before you tell us what it should be like. You don't even know what it's like. You don't even know what this world is as it is. You don't even know how this world works. But but since you've been like what, 16 or something, you've been telling people what the world should be. Yeah, but you know, the guy has a high IQ. Sure he does. These people fucking drive me nuts, man. That's all I gotta say, man. Thanks for watching.